Alright, hello and welcome to week one for game balancing critical stage analysis. My name is Brandon Boren, and this is my video explanation for the work that I have done this week. So, this first week, we knew that we needed to get ready for the game to be in alpha phase, so I spent a lot of the week just rigorously playtesting every level in the game, making sure that I found every bug, small or large. Um, Spent about 2 days per level, maybe 1.5 depending on the length of the level. Like say for the tutorial, it was a lot less short, or took a lot less time because it isn't as long as a level as, let's say, the end level Run Like Hell or the Central Hub level. One of the other things that I actually had to add on here is previously we had these sorry we're closed signs on the doors. Whenever the player grabs this cold hard cash object out of the safe here, it would disable these glass doors so that the guards that get instantiated can come into the shop. These sorry we're closed signs would not get disabled. So it was a pretty simple fix. All I had to do was go into the cold hard cache script, which resets that deactivates those doors and set game objects for the close signs to be set active to false. It wasn't really a hard fix. It was just something that I kind of had to find out after about an hour or two of playtesting and tweaking around and seeing if anything was not working. I did also add a trigger volume here in our tutorials for the keys, the collectible keys, so the player now knows that they can pick these up. They don't really serve a purpose other than being collectible, and the tutorial string here shows that. I also had to set up in the next level, which is cell block a tutorial so the player knows how to, or that rocks will stun the guards, and we chose to do this in cell block A because there's not really a need for it in the tutorial level. The player shouldn't really have to stun the guards. They have plenty of time to be able to run away and escape before the guards actually reach them. So again, there's just a little tutorial trigger extra here on the pile of rocks that tells the player whenever they enter it that they can stun the guards temporarily. Other than that, like I said, there was a lot of stuff that we had to do on the playtesting, which involved things like, let's see here, I'm going through my playtesting notes. In the tutorial level, again, we had the dumpster set up so that it was kind of at an angle in the corner. We made it not movable because it really just didn't make sense for the player to be able to do that. And instead of having to worry about the player falling behind it and not being able to move it and just getting stuck, we set it up to where it's flush against the wall so the player can't fall behind it anymore. Another thing that we had an issue with, and this is something we haven't figured out, we know it's an issue with the colliders here in cell block A, and I can show you this. The bed here, the player can move the bed and it'll move pretty well, but it clips into the wall here and we'll just get stuck in the floor and make it to where the player can't really move it too much. So this is definitely an issue with the colliders not interacting correctly, but I just have not been able to make heads or tails out of what it is. I've shrinked the colliders, I've enlarged them, I've made sure the tags are all correct, and for whatever reason they're just not wanting to cooperate. There's also an issue with sometimes whenever the player gets hit by a guard, or if the guard is maybe pushing them up against a wall, it will push the player out of the level, and I think that's just the fact that it's in the update function that they're taking damage and being forced into a collider, so it might glitch through it every once in a while. But yeah, that's everything that I've done this week. I spent a total of about 18, maybe 19 hours throughout the week just playtesting and trying to fix bugs. So thank you for watching, and I look forward to working next week.